There's Richard Baird. He's now the overall leader. Dan Rooney under increasing pressure from Whelan up the inside. Dan Rooney demoted to third place, but did you see that red and white car in the background? That is the fourth place man, John Keaney. That is the difference. The first, third, fourth, fifth are all in the line down the main straight. Peter Faulkner there, he is in fifth place. There is John Keaney up into fourth place. He's really now on the tail of Dan Rooney. You can see Keaney out on the outside. He's got to get through this traffic. We're on the last lap and he's up into third place, Keaney. He's fighting for second place as they go into Budweiser, and unfortunately Peter Faulkner has lost out on this. He's now into second place, John Keaney, with less than a half a lap to go. It is John Keaney in second place with Richard Baird leading.
So I don't know whether didn't have real time to get. No, they're just that sort of stuff for. Oh, sorry, John. That sort of stuff for the TMC. It's only just Phillips sponsorship at the time. John Keaney, twice winner of the Sexton Trophy. That's the major trophy, you know, the Irish trophy. Back in the day, before Mondello opened, even probably 67, 68. Look, see John Keaney, twice winner of the Sexton Trophy.
There's Keaney with all that extra power coming up the hill behind him. It's Richard Baird down into Dunlop the first time. There's Keaney, the second place man, just chasing him. And Baird gets it sideways. Keaney's going to sprint towards the line. It's a superb finish. Keaney gets it.
That would be a long time ago now. It wouldn't be full. That was only in about 1967 or 68. And with that Cooper S, we won the race, the first race. So it was exciting and great fun. And as you can see from the crowds, there were huge crowds in those days that attended these meetings, and it was all good crack and good fun. That's me shoving George Crozier around. That's me trying to push George on as well, keep him going. Now that was Stephen Roach, you know Stephen Roach? I gave him a drive in the car and I rode his Tour de France bike around Mondello.
On the left, that's the pole position man, 40 plus year old John Keaney, and actually 42 year old John Keaney in car number 43.
Well, that's what a lot of people said, that I was going to retire when my age came to the number of the car, but it didn't happen.
The Apple computer sponsored, he's picked up a number of sponsors over the year. They've added the wing, they've developed this car over the year. Tries it on, jumps in, and he's very close. John Keaney was gone off the road like a rocket. And all safely into Shell this time.
John Keaney and the Team Apple car out there in the lead.
As I say, we didn't always have the time and the right car, you know what I mean, just exactly the right machinery to do it, but when we had it we'd be there or thereabouts, you know what I mean. So, and we'd always be, as I say, particularly if it rained or did anything, we would most likely be better placed, you know what I mean, because it would be slippy and, you know, but that's the way. Triumphs and look, Leinster Trophy race, they were major trophies and major races, you know. Now I wouldn't have been competing. That was 1958. Yeah. I competed in the last one. So a lot of the earlier cars, they wouldn't have. That has a roll cage in it. See that? The roll cage wouldn't do much. Before practice for the last race, run in Dunboyne, John Keaney puts on his helmet. John has the distinction of being the classified finisher at Dunboyne. Now I hope the milk is okay. Here's your coffee. Chocolate croissant to give you a bit of energy. Oh jeez, I'm almost empty.
Keaney really into the back marker problem here as it comes down to Shell. One of the little 1000cc imps in his way, rather smoky one by the look of it. Keaney can afford now to take his time. Number 72 there, going through Nigel Burgess from Dundrum in his 998cc imp. And John Keaney Number 43 picking them off one by one, and Burgess getting it very sideways as he chucked the little imp down into Duckham.
Aggressive wouldn't be my style, so I would just try to be cool and calm about it and pick my time and my software. I was sure it was going to work for me, or 90% anyway, that if I wanted to do something, so.
We've just got news that John Keaney has set a new lap record at 61.34 seconds, getting very close to the magic minute.
If you're quick enough and you can continually lap at a decent speed, at a proper speed, you will be difficult to beat anyway, because people who are erratic and who make mistakes, when they do make a mistake, you're gone through and you win.
On lap 5, so this wing on the back of the car, this new development for TMC is really working for them. They now have a lap record, they're on the way to another win, and John will be delighted with this.
The whole thing is to be, I suppose, to put in, keep punching in the times, don't be erratic. Consistency, exactly, you have it, Jim.
So John Keaney, and you notice that the suspension of the TMC being set up now quite a lot softer than originally to soak up the surface here at Mondello. So John Keaney very happily out in the lead, and we were saying that he had 2 lap records. He's just broken one of his own lap records and reduced it to 57.12.
That again is the early car. That would have been probably the year before this or something, because it was modified slightly after that.
You're still on 3 wheels in both of them.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of grip in those tyres, whatever they were on it at the time. That was my Sierra Cosworth in the Phoenix Park. That was an early shot of the TMC. Most cars that I had, I looked after them myself always, and as a result I knew what was in them, what was what they would do, not do, and what I had at the end of the day. So to me it's far better. A lot of people just want to arrive and drive. I would prefer to be involved in what's going on, the building of it and all the rest, and know what I was driving, so.
John Keaney continues to compete after 30 years at the top of Irish motor racing.
Bob Copeland just ahead of him, blocking tremendously well as they go through the 2 right-handers.
Now let's watch this telemetry and John Keaney's car in action. We're accelerating out of Dublin Crystal Corner up towards the fastest part of the circuit. Look at the speed build up now. We're up the Rathdown Motor Straight and heading towards 185 kilometers per hour.
That's no problem. Actually, when I do the electronic transfer done, then you're on the system and it makes that an awful easy.
Edna, hi, how are you? No problem. In terms of working, everything's fine. Still flat out, yeah, as busy as I want to be at my age, So, no, today we just really look after the customers that we have, the customers that we've had for years and all the rest. We don't look for new customer or anything else like that, because we have enough to keep us going and just do, at this stage. But if you love the machines and you love the cars and you have nice cars, and you just enjoy it and enjoy fixing them and all the rest, and you enjoy the people because they're interested in cars, and it just goes on and you get trapped into it, so you stick with it. It's been a good few years since I put this on.
When was the last time you raced?
Around 2005. Not sure of the exact year.
He hasn't retired yet.
There's no official retirement date, so I could always go out again if I wished.
I think he's really gaining on the TMC at the moment, and Keaney really having it all his own way. John Keaney, the first man ever to win a motor race here at Mondello, out in the TMC Costin for its first time ever with a win. So a real bit of history for a new mark of motor car here on Irish soil.